This is a demonstration of the DigitalFoto clamp mounting plate with strap, which I shall assemble on a Ronin-S. So what comes in the box is quite straightforward. It's a clamping plate like that with two screws there, an Allen key, a hook for the strap, including a small washer. You have to watch out you don't lose that washer because it's really quite small there and loose, and the strap itself. So the first thing to do when assembling this is to put the hook there into place. See if we can get that into place there, so that that is firmly there, and that we know that that has to face the person managing the camera. Now the setup I've got here, I've got a Panasonic Lumix GH4 camera and the Ronin-S assembly like that. It's quite well balanced, and I've purposely left all the other bits and pieces. Now, why do we need something like this clamping plate with a strap? This, if it's fully loaded, could be anything up to about 6 kilos, approaching a stone in weight. And if you've got to manage and film with that for any length of time, I can tell you it gets pretty hard on the arms. So anything that could be done to take the load off the arms and perhaps put it over your shoulder, as I shall demonstrate, has to be a good idea. So what I'm going to do in the first instance is, using the Allen key, is to just take the screws out like that, and we'll put this into place on the Ronin-S here. Now to do this, you'll find that the plates don't quite meet. It's in order to make sure that you've got an even load either side. So I'm going to put that into place there. That should engage shortly. I think that is engaged slightly, as it has. We'll do the same on this side, like that. And then I'm going to tighten up roughly I think it's about 5 turns or so on either side. So let's just see how we do with that. Want to do a bit more on this side. Make sure it all fits in nicely here. There it goes. And one thing I found with this is, if you want to know how much further you've got to go, if you put the key in there, if it drops through there, it's probably too far apart. So that one can be tightened up a bit more, and maybe we have to loosen the other one just to balance it off a bit. We'll see. That's fairly tight now. If I drop that on either side, it should fit in. So that's now in place. And quite straightforward, really, if I pick this up, is you can see how now, with the hook there in place, we can stick that in there very simply, and that can also disengage very simply as well. What I do if I'm going to use this, first of all, I'll turn that around so that it's in my direction, and I'm going to turn the Ronin-S on like that. Okay, and it gives its usual ping. One thing you can do here, and this is important when you have the focus on it, is you can double click that, and with any luck it will get engaged. And I just turn the camera on just to see what's happening there, and that enables me to be able to focus something like that. So I've got the focus there. Now that's great, because when we're using this, I want to keep that clear. I also want to keep the buttons on this side clear as well. So anything that we put on this, like this, needs to be quite free from the controls of the machine. And now it's just a matter of putting that over your shoulder there, which you can't see very clearly there at the moment. So I'm going to stand up. Now we have the thing assembled. And just to demonstrate how we actually put it on, it's actually relatively straightforward. Put the strap over the shoulder like that, round the back, get hold of that, tighten it up like that. So it's quite straightforward, and disconnect again, easily enough. Just take that off there, press it in, and away you go. Now I think that's a great idea if you want to lighten the load. I do think that if you're going to go for heavier loads, and anything, as I said, up to 6 or 7 kilos, when you're carrying that, and you might have a monitor, which you can actually fix to the plate if you want to. If you want a monitor on it, you might want a sound recorder on it, and maybe a microphone on the camera as well. All that mounts up, and you've also got to be careful that they don't get in the way of the strap, and the strap doesn't get in the way of the monitors. All in all, not a bad device in my view.